Hi folks, good morning, Saturday, bright day in London. This is a piece of £90 hot press, so it's smooth, but still good quality, still nice to work on. I want to do one with as many trees as I can get in, really, for those that are struggling with trees. It takes, to dry brush the shape of a tree, although this paper is not really suitable for great dry brushing, it took me a long time to learn to do it. But unless you've just started and think you're going to learn to do watercolour painting or oil painting, come to that, in a few lessons, you'll be mistaken. It takes years, really. But all I can say is you will get there if you don't quit when you can't do it. That's always been my motto. And KISS, keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Right, let's give a bit of a blush to the sky area. I'm going to put some water in. I like water. And it helps to demonstrate basic reflections. But you'll be pleased to know that I don't do anything to perfection. I am a very rough painter, an impressionist. Let's put a bit of blue. I spent over £50 on paint this week. So if you appreciate what I do, it'd be nice if you had a look at Patreon and supported that for a month or two. But not compulsory, of course. Alright, now let's have a bit of red in there. Should have done that first. Light red. Remember, the watercolour dries a lot lighter than when you put it in. Now a bit of cloud. So ultramarine, plenty of red and plenty of blue. Right, I just wanted a sort of a graduation there. Right, I'm going to reclip the paper and then, oops, just pull it tight. There. Even this lightweight paper, you don't have to shrink. Shrinking now. So fast forward through this bit, or you'll hurt your ears. Go. Well, that'll do. Right, we'll put a bit of background in there as a support for some trees and larger trees. So it's sky colour. Right, okay, so leave, if you can, leave some holes in the trees for the birds to fly over through. And okay, that's just some behind. You don't have to use the rake. If you find it a bit clumsy, you can use sables. Let's use the dry sable. I've got a lovely brush here. Something I never use. Paid a lot for it. Oh, here we are. I won't use it for doing the trees. I'll use a little mop. Why not? I bought this 2 or 3 years ago from a lovely art shop in Bexhill on Sea, which sadly, I think because of age of the proprietor, closed. And there is another art shop in Bexhill, but it's not much cop. It sells stuff they can, obviously it sells stuff they can sell, rather than stuff you might need. But so I bought it for there. It's quite expensive. It's about £13. It's like a long rigger. Maybe I'll use it for the trees. Right, I've got this little mop brush. A tip which I never follow is occasionally, even if you're not using them, the mops and sables, just dip them in water and leave them to dry. But squeeze the excess out. Leave them to dry. Otherwise, the bristles tend to get a bit brittle. Okay, so let's get a bit more blue, a bit of red, and then using the sides of the brush, try and get pleasant shapes. A lot of trees are wider at the top than they are at the bottom. Just a bit more distant, these ones. So then they'll be, although they're faint, they'll be more solid. No detail. Right, okay. Let's get a bit of dry brush. Let's have a bit of burnt sienna. the control of the water on your brush. Right, have a bit more burnt sienna and a bit of Payne's grey. I forgot about the reflections. I'll leave a bit of reflection in there. Okay, right, now I'll give that a dry and I'll put some detail. I'll use this brush and see how we get on with it. I need a bit of distance behind, so I'll put that in. Use my mop. This is a Pro Art number, can't remember. It's rubbed off, probably number 4. But anyway, let's just get a bit of blue. Right, now you will see a little bit of detail, so let's just... No, just a hint of something going on there. Very faint. It's a bit heavy, so we'll just put a bit of water on that. Just trying to show distance before I put the foreground in, and some trees. Well, it's just an impression. That is just a bit too... I might put something over that. But it's a bit too near the centre to make it too strong. Otherwise it'll split the picture. The idea of painting trees is to make them all different sizes, different shapes. Don't repeat yourself. It's easy to do, I know. Easier said than done. Right, let's get a small sable. One of these lovely number 8s. But I want to go back to the hake now because that's my workhorse. Let's have a bit of greeny stuff now. More blue. The blues recede, give that impression of aerial perspective, we call it, recession. I'm just mixing blue and yellow. Get a nice green impression of a bit of warm. What I'm doing here is just breaking up the foreground and texturing at the same time. Right, now I'm going to put a little bit behind or underneath there to reflect into that little bit of water that I forgot to leave. Bit of Payne's grey, a bit of burnt sienna. Now some darker bits of pieces in here. Now if you want something to stick, like over a wet passage, just put in some thicker paint on the brush. Otherwise it'll just disappear into the wet. Okay. This doesn't scrape out very well, I don't think. Well, no, I won't bother. Well, I won't overdo that. I'll just put a bit. No, I won't. I'll just put a little bit of darker stuff on that blue-green. That sort of bluey green. Now we'll just dab a bit in there. Alright, I'll dry it off and then we'll get in for some heavier stuff, some bigger trees. Right, so take the headphones off or fast forward, go! Right now, I'll put in some larger trees now, sort of oak type trees, so summer trees, nice green, Payne's grey, and a nice bit of this and that. Right now, using the sides of the brush, I'll get them coming out of here, but the light, where's the light going to come from? We'll use a bit of raw sienna. Well, the light's up there, so let's put some of that. Okay, we'll let that dry a bit. Go and do some more somewhere else. That's not a very good one. Right, okay. Carry on in that vein. What I struggle with is dry brushing on this very smooth paper, but you can do it. You control the water. Good one here. Right, get some darker green. Right, let's put another type of green. Well, I've got to sort of put something in there to bed this in. Right, okay, that's dried off, and I'll put some detail in that. But before I do, I'll put in a bit of reflection. Right, when they're dry, I can put a bit of detail in it. Right, I'll try and use this one. It's a bit longer than my number 3 or my number 4. I'll use that one. I know what it can do. So sort of a darker greeny grey. Now, got to remember that a lot of tree means a thick support. Look, just work away at it, but taper your big trunks. And one further back. I can put a couple in there. Right, these are further back. As long as they show up at there. Well, nice and thick trunks. Right, let's strengthen up some of that. They're not very. They're as good as I'm going to get with this paper. It's not really suitable for these sort of trees. You need a rougher paper. Now, let's put in some shadow. A bit of blue, a bit of that. Okay, well, we've got a bit of water there. I think that's about the best we're going to do. I'll have to put a couple of birds in. The birds just link the sky with the land. I'll put a signature on it. And I'll put it in the mounds and we'll have a look. Okay, it's quite a weak painting, but I hope you got something from that. They're not great shapes. Sorry, that's got a bit strange there. Best bit about it is the background and the sky. That's the joy of this sort of paper. It's very soft blending with a minimum of effort. Okay, well, there we are. I've tried to make all the trees different, give you some idea. So I hope you get something from that, folks. I'll upload it. Thanks for looking. Bye bye.